Bottom at Christmas. Normally a sign that you are in relegation trouble, but for English Premier League teams especially, it's normally a high likelihood that you will be going down to the Championship for the following season. In fact, it's been such a curse for Premier League clubs that only 3 teams have survived when being bottom at Christmas. And those 3 are West Bromwich Albion in 2005, Sunderland in 2014, and Leicester in 2015. And we all know how Leicester City did the following year in 2016. In order to try and buck this trend, however, myself and my good friend Thomas, aka Voltiac, whose links are down in the description, we've decided to compete against each other to see who can save the Premier League side who is bottom of the Premier League table on Christmas Day. So here's how it is going to work. Firstly, we both take over whoever's bottom of the Premier League on Christmas Day individually, so 2 individual saves but the same clubs, same starting point, same finances, you get the idea. Over the entire January transfer window, we try and improve the squads, giving ourselves a deadline of the end of the transfer window, which is the 31st of January this year, and then we will holiday to the end of the season, where we will then see who survives or who is relegated. Maybe we both survive, maybe we both go down, no spoilers here, because this is going to be very, very interesting how it is going to go. It's the first time that either of us have actually done this sort of thing, so if you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. Who knows, there may be more bottom at Christmas saves that will be coming up in the future. Also, apologies in advance, we didn't go into depth with the Burnley squads too much. We may have shown the squads itself, but not too much depth before we dive into the transfer window, but hopefully it will still be enjoyable for you to watch. So let's go and see if we manage to survive. So I've not actually had a look at the league table. We have holiday to Christmas Day finally, and it is Burnley bottom of the league, which probably makes sense because my first inbox message I actually got, Vincent Kompany was sacked by Burnley. Great timing. It's almost like Burnley knew that we were coming in. Alright, so from one Belgian manager, in your case, to another Belgian manager, so perfect. I've just got to add my manager in. We're going to be taking charge of Burnley then, it seems, for the rest of the season. You're going to do the same, and we're going to see who can make the better transfers and, well, get Burnley to survive. If both, just so you know, if both our teams survive, then it's going to be based on who did better in the league, like position-wise, points, etc. Well, according to the Premier League, in the rules, and I did look up the rules a while ago, the transfer window is until the 31st of January, and then after that we holiday forward to the end of the season, and we see whose transfers were better. Look at the schedule.
Do I want to see this?
That's horrendous. Liverpool, Man U, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham. That's horrendous. No wonder Kompany lost his job.
Yo, there is an excellent intake though.
Is there?
Yeah.
Not that it means much to us, but I've just realised we are basically Neil Warnock. We just need players who will do well for now.
Have you seen the transfer budget, by the way? 306,000. We're going to have to do some selling. We're both starting from the same point. That's the best part about this. We just have to start from the same point, so we're going to be selling a few players. So let's go and have a look at the squad. What are we looking at here? I know Burnley actually have a young squad, or fairly young squad, so there should be some resale value in some of this. I mean, apart from Wout Weghorst, I mean, why? He's on loan, but still. Well, who's he on loan to? Hoffenheim, right. And he's the best player in the squad. Fantastic.
Right, so we're going to have to go through this squad and just work out who's worth selling and who's worth keeping, because, oh my god, where are we going to get the money from?
I wanted the same match income, but I don't think we have a lot of support coming to our games. Right, so from now on, I just do what I want to do and you do what you want to do.
Yep, that's right. So we're not actually playing any games, we're just instant resulting, and then
the end of January we'll both come back together. We will go through how we feel we've done with our transfers, and then we're going to holiday to the end of the season. Does that sound good?
Let's get to work.
Whew. Alright, so myself, Thomas, we've both done our rebuilds for Burnley, so we've gone all the way to the end of January. How do you think yours went? Without going into too much detail yet, how do you think yours went?
Shite. I think I was a bit too picky.
Alright, we're going to find out now. So let's head over to the transfer history page, and whoo, boy, we might as well start with the first one right at the beginning of January, because I took a lot longer than Thomas to actually do my transfers because I started in December. My first one I bought in was Matt Ritchie, 34-year-old Scottish international from Newcastle, for a cut price £120,000, and he's played like one game so far. I just thought he would give us some Premier League experience, keep us up by coming off the bench. He's the sort of veteran you'd want to see in a relegation-threatened side, so that's why I brought him in. But then he got swamped by all the other signings that I made throughout January. Patson Daka from Leicester City, the 25-year-old Zambian international who actually spent half the month away at African Cup of Nations duty. Luckily they got knocked out early, so he actually returned in time. Played one game, scored one goal. That's a good return on £15 million spent so far, so hopefully he's enough to keep us up, give us a bit of depth up front. He's got the physical attributes, particularly in pace, which, let's be fair, in Football Manager, if you haven't got pace, you haven't got that much. So we'll see if that's what Thomas was brought in just a little bit. Did you bring in any pace for your squads?
I'm guessing you didn't.
Look,
I'm guessing you didn't.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't even remember, bro. I've been off my screen for way too long.
Yeah, he was waiting for me to finish all my transfers. That's why it took so long. But this is the one I'm most proud of. Harry effing Maguire. I brought him in on loan from Manchester United for £4 million, but I don't care. He hasn't even played a single game for Man U this season. Oh, he played one in the cup. That's it. But other than that, he's played one league game and he's already scored one goal. Not bad for a centre-back. Still good in the Premier League. Very tall player. He's got the jumping reach. I've brought him in basically to score set pieces. That's all you need. That's all you need from Maguire. You don't need him to do any actual defending because he's terrible at it. And then just on deadline day just gone, new midfielder Orel Mangala, 25-year-old Belgian international. We brought him in on loan from Nottingham Forest. There's no optional fee. There is a future fee on him, but there's no loan fee. That's it. There's no loan fee on him. So how generous of Nottingham Forest to give him to a relegation threatened team who are competing against them. Good in central midfield, gives us a bit more depth there. I say he just beefs up our midfield. He just gives us another option because I've got so many players who keep going down with illness and injury, especially from midfield. But someone also who relishes the big matches, so I'm very, very happy with that signing. And in order to make all these signings, I had to try and get rid of a few players, namely Jay Rodriguez, who some of the Burnley boys were not happy about me getting rid of him, but then as soon as I bought Patson Daka in, they seem to cheer up a lot more. So I think that just says how useless Jay Rodriguez is and how much of an upgrade we bought in Patson Daka. So very happy to get him off the books. A couple more loans in Egan Riley and Vigoro, just to get them off the wages, if anything. Vitinho, 24-year-old Brazilian fullback, wingback, left and right winger, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, just got him off the books. £1.9 million to Internacional, another £20,000 a week that we saved on. And the same for Nathan Redmond, who was constantly unhappy about not playing, so I just shoved him out the door. Sent him on his way to Italy, Frosinone, I don't know how you pronounce them, but another load of wages off the books as well. I think he was on like 20-30 grand, so very happy to see him gone. Goodbye. And it allowed us to bring in all the players that I was able to this January. I think that's actually a decent little haul. Maybe not Matt Ritchie, but certainly the other three I'm quite excited about having brought in, not going to lie. And in the season preview, that means predicted to finish 17th, which is what I was at the beginning of January. But I'm pretty happy overall. I think if Burnley made these purchases in January, I think they'd be a lot more competitive. Maybe just squeak into 17th or 16th at season's end. So not too bad. What do you think overall, Thomas? Your thoughts. So just before you give your thoughts as well, this is the tactic that I will be playing as well, or rather that I have been using, 4-3-3 Gegenpress, which has been surprisingly decent.
Well, that's why I asked the question: should we do tactics or not? Tactics or not? Because that's not the point of a challenge, I think. Is it?
Well, no, but obviously you want to have a tactic and then make purchases based on the tactic that you're going to be using, so kind of makes sense. So I've just used one of the presets. That's it. I've not made many changes to it. I've just tweaked it here and there and just got players in who will fit it. What about yours? What have you decided to bring in for Burnley?
Yeah, you know me. I'm a star guy.
I was looking at stars originally, and then I sort of changed tack a little bit.
First thing I originally planned to do was sort the players on transfer value and just look at the current ability, see what I need, because it only goes for half a season. So I was like, okay, let's sell the high value, low star guys to get some money in, to buy high rated stars, or high rated players, I mean, to keep us in Premier League. That was my original thought. But that failed because I tried to sell this guy. And where's the other one? James Trafford. And that would have given me a budget of 90 million, but none of them sold, so I got stuck with nothing. I went and sold this guy from the youth academy for 8 million, or 7 million, I mean.
See, that's what I wanted to do. Just to say, that's what I wanted to do with Odegaard as well, but nobody was taking him. Nobody was willing to take him. So that was the problem. I ended up just shoving him back down here under 21s. So just to ask, how did you sell him? Was it by intermediary or did you just offer him out?
I think I just went in the team and I was like, set the transfer status to listed. I think that's what I did.
Okay.
And then they just came in.
Yeah, because I did that and absolutely nobody came in for him. So interesting. I did that for quite a few players and it never seemed to work.
And then I was like, wait, I remember there's clauses in this game, so I went looking for clauses, but all of the clauses that were available, like with the yellow thing, were all payouts. So yeah, nothing useful there. Thought I could steal some money.
I completely forgot about clauses.
And then I went the loan route. I loaned Sergio Gomez.
Not bad. Decent signing.
And then this was the guy that I tried to sign at the start of the... Well, even before January started. First signing. But then with the work permit shit, yeah, it got delayed all the way till the 23rd of January. But pretty decent striker, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say very decent striker. He's got good form as Barbosa in Football Manager, so pretty decent.
That was my first real signing. And then I brought this guy in to keep him happy, the Igor guy. And I needed a central defender, so...
He's got good jumping reach on him. He's got decent passing. Yeah, ball-playing defender.
You know I'm a rookie at Football Manager, so you're going to have to do all the talking you just did for your own team on my players.
Oh, no, that's fine. I mean, I can see what you've done in those two signings is quite similar to what I did. Getting a good striker, getting a good central defender who's going to be a threat from corners. So pretty similar strategies, just different ways around that we went about it.
And then my last signing, deadline day, was this young guy.
Yassine Adli. Where did you sign him from?
He came up on deadline day. Also a loan player from AC Milan.
AC Milan, that was it. Yes. I've not used him yet, but I heard he's quite a decent little player.
The thing you said, the big matches, look at him. Big matches. Got the same thread.
Oh yeah, Barbosa is easily probably the best player that you've bought out of those three or four players. Easily the best player. So who else did you actually manage to get rid of? Was it only Odegaard?
Yeah, it's only this guy. I actually tried to get rid of 4 or 5 players, but none of them got any offers. I did want to go for this guy, Josh Sargent, but yeah, that would have worked if I sold one of the 2 guys.
Nice. So overall, transfers pretty similar. Both of us are pretty similar in what we've actually gone for. Again, big striker and a big defender, strong in the air, a threat from set pieces. Tactics-wise, what did you go for?
Similar to you.
with the gegenpress as well. Yeah, I figured that we'll both go for a gegenpress just for our first sort of rebuild. So not too bad. It's pretty similar what we've done so far.
Oh yeah, maybe one thing I should show. Yeah, I'm not in 15th place. I'm in 20th still. Oh yeah, and maybe the predictions same as you, I think.
Yeah, same as me. So you're still predicted to finish 17th.
Whereas I have not shown how I'm doing so far. So throughout January, we won every single league game. Thankfully, we managed to pull something off in the league so far, including a 5-0 hammering of West Ham, which I did show Thomas just before we started recording again, because I could not believe we ended up going out and doing that to a team who are sitting in 9th, which means my Burnley side are currently sitting 15th. 2 points clear of the relegation zone, 18 points, 15 games left. So what do you reckon? You reckon you can still survive?
Depends if we win one of the 2 next games. Otherwise, I might get sacked before March.
Well, Thomas is in the mud. We're looking up. Palace and Luton the next 2 games. Oh my god. Yeah, we need to get points off the next 3 games, because then we've got Manchester City and then Newcastle. April's run looks absolutely horrendous. But what we are going to be doing now, both of us are going to holiday to the end of the season. And we're going to be back the day after our final game. So that'll be after the Brighton match. And we're going to see, have we both survived? And how have we both finished up the season? Have our new signings made a difference? I'll see you on the other side, Thomas.
Yo, what happens if I get sacked before? Should we interrupt or?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've holidayed through till the end of the season, and the results, on my end at least, are conclusive. Survival. 38 games played. 16th we finished in the table. Not bad for a team that was bottom at Christmas. 34 points. We survived by, quite a comfortable 5 points in the end. Luton, Sheffield United and Everton were thankfully worse off, and they went down. It is worth noting Everton did have their 10-point deduction, which would have meant they would actually have survived fairly comfortably, but we would have still survived anyway. So we finished 16th. It is very much conclusive. As for the squad itself, let's see, who was the top scorer in the end for me? It was actually Zeki Amdouni, 13 goals from 35 appearances. Daka, who only arrived in January, he got 6. Not bad. He contributed, which was exactly what I wanted the Zambian international to do. And let's have a look. Mike Tressor eventually got 2 goals. Not bad for someone who barely played before I even arrived. Where is Harry Maguire? I think he only got 1 goal. So that 1 goal he got back in January was it. But he made a good enough amount of appearances to make a difference overall. Let's see, what was his form? 6.8, but clearly he did the job enough at the back. I think it was looking a bit dicey, sort of around February, March time, when we won literally 1 game in the entire 2-month spell since the end of the transfer window, but thankfully wins against Fulham, Arsenal and Chelsea, and a draw on the final day of the season, by which point I assume we were safe, means that we got the job done. We have survived. And I'm so relieved. The first rebuilds that we've done of this, and I have got myself a survival on the boards. Thomas, over to you. How did you do, man? Although, by the sounds of your pitiful screams, I can only imagine how it went.
Well, my under-21s, they got promoted.
I'm not interested in your under 21s.
Yeah, we were rock bottom.
Rock bottom, wow, jeez. How far from survival were you?
12 points.
I'm surprised you didn't get sacked.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I was getting sacked after... Wait, when did I say? I say after the Bournemouth game, because I lost that one. And then I thought I would get sacked after Man United, because I lost Liverpool and Man United. But then I won Fulham. And then I thought, yeah, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, all 3 losses, so I will get sacked now. And I still didn't. And then we lost to Brighton. And I'm still not sacked. I do have an F for feedback, so...
That's worth checking. The club vision, I'm on a B-. Nice. Using a wing play system.
I do think if I if I go forward like another week, I will get sacked.
Yeah, more than likely. More than likely now that you're going down. So yeah, past being competitive in the FA Cup, we went out in the 3rd round, and avoid relegation from the Premier League. Job done. I consider that a successful rebuild, so certainly if we end up doing one of these again in the future, that is 1-0 to me. Very happy to get my first survival on the board. So better luck next time to you, Thomas.
I got one thing to say.
Thank you. I will take that.
Actually, two. One more thing.
Very appropriate for you. Why have I not got a goalkeeper, by the way? What happened to my keepers?
Okay, man stays in fucking Premier League without a goalkeeper. Lovely.
Oh, that is so weird. My goalkeeper, for some reason, wasn't even in the goal. What's going on here? There's no match fixing going on, I swear. Alright, nice one. Who's your top scorer in the end to end the season, by the way?
Amdouni, 7 goals, and then Barbosa, 5.
Ooh, Amdouni for me had 13, and Patson Daka, I've mentioned, has 6, so...
Well,
That's exactly...
To be fair, he had 7 in 38 games, and Barbosa had 5 in 15, so...
Not too bad. But I've ended the season with 33 goals scored. When I first took over, it was only 9 goals scored, so... That was definitely the problem with Burnley. And it's now been sorted. But thank you so much for joining me with this, Thomas. How did you find the experience overall?
Okay, the silence is absolutely
Deafening from him, so I shall take that as he's not a very happy man right about now. For me, very much couldn't have asked for much more, couldn't have asked for any better, and we will be seeing you hopefully in another rebuild. Will you be back for more, Thomas?
Maybe.
Take that as a yes. Okay, so until next time, folks, if you want to see more rebuilds from myself and from Thomas as well, hopefully he'll be able to join us, assuming he gets over this latest disappointment with Burnley. But hopefully we'll be back for more coming up very, very soon. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure that you hit the like button down below. Smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss future rebuilds that will be coming your way. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for your support on the channel. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.